This is Magda Rodriguez reporting on assignment 1B, week 12. The purpose of this assignment was to create a database for the Pine Hill Music School where it can store data about the school. I went ahead and created a database called Pine Hill and a table which I named Teacher. I first started by taking the primary key ID field and converting it to a text and renaming it Teacher ID. I then entered 5 additional fields: first name, last name, degree, and school, which were all created as text fields, and then hire date, which I made data type as date and time. I then went ahead and entered the first 5 teachers into the table. Then I went to my faculty table and copied all of the teachers from this table into the Pine Hill table database and added them in here. I saved it and then I closed my table and reopened my teacher table and found that they were all sorted by the primary key, which is the teacher ID. I also resized the school field to fit the entire school name. I then created a query which I named Start Date. In this query, I pulled the fields from my teacher table, which were first name, last name, and hire date, into this query. I then created a form called Teacher Info, and basically it took all of my teacher data here and created it into this form. And as you can see, I now have all my records listed here, and I can click all the way to the end to see the last teacher that I have here, as well as go to the previous one or go right back to the very first one. The last thing I did was I created a report called Teacher List. In this report, I did have to resize my table so that all my columns were fitting within, the 6 columns were fitting within the page. I also moved my page number over, and I resized my total down here of records because it was cut under the teacher ID. Then I saved everything. I closed all my tables, queries, forms, and reports. And then I went to File and I did a compact and repaired the database. Next, I have my verbal response for the databases here, and basically databases allow you to organize data and maintain them as records for retrieving various using various methods such as through queries, reporting, and forms. Spreadsheets are also used for analyzing and calculating information from the raw data, so there's a big difference there. The fundamental differences between databases and spreadsheets are that databases calls its columns fields and its rows records, where spreadsheets call the columns rows and cells. I would use a spreadsheet when I want to basically analyze raw data, yet I would use a database when I want to keep organized data in the form of records from which I can create multiple queries, forms, or reports. Thank you.